Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Keeping Up with TDX. I am your host, Ethan Cook, here with my lovely guest, Ian Strail. And before we get started, as always, quick reminder, please like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, whatever it is, just enjoy, I guess. Go over to the YouTube and leave us a like if you would. Really helps us out. Thank you so much for doing that. And now that that is out of the way, welcome, Ian, onto the show.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
How are you doing on this fine Wednesday?
Oh, not too bad. Not too shabby. How are you doing?
You know, hanging in there is probably the best.
Yeah, it's getting to that stage of college life towards the end of the semester.
All I can think about lately is, wow, the semester's almost over. Thank God. I'm ready for summer, you know?
Yeah.
Which, you know, I have the privilege of summer.
Yeah.
But for you, it's getting started out in the workforce.
Yeah, I'm going to be heading out of here soon.
Yeah. Heading out into the workforce. That's intimidating.
Bittersweet moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to be done with school. I'm tired of doing homework.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm going to miss this place, and I'm especially going to miss all my boys.
Yes, sir.
So I expect a call about every week.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'll answer the call every time.
All right.
All right. So I guess I'll get started interviewing.
Yeah.
How are you feeling with graduation on the horizon?
Yeah, so kind of like I said, it's bittersweet, ready to be done, but not wanting to be gone from the guys, not wanting to be gone from the college. I feel like I'm ready to graduate because, I've spent all my life waiting for this moment to get done with college and, ready to move on to the next step of my life. But I feel like also either mentally or emotionally I'm not quite ready to leave yet.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot of mixed emotions, but I feel like I'm definitely ready.
Yeah, I kind of got that. I don't know if you felt it too, but like leaving high school graduation, it was like, yes, like high school is finally over. But at the same time, I was like, man, like.
Yeah, it's not going to be like this again.
Yeah, like this is the end of the road. Like,
yeah. I'm
probably not going to see some of these people ever again.
Yep.
So, I'm lucky enough to be in like come from like a smaller community. So a lot of my close friends, we still talk. We've hung out, during breaks and things like that.
Oh, that's always good.
But yeah, like looking around, like, man, I had math class with this dude for the last 4 years, and now I might not see him till we're 40.
Yep.
Like that's insane.
Yeah, I just got to go to all those high school reunions.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
I just want to be the guy that shows up and looks nothing like what he looked like. Like super jacked, like modeled, all that. Just like, who the hell is this guy? I was like, oh, I'm Ian. I was like, wait, what?
Beat cancer again? Back-to-back champ?
God damn. Yeah, as far as you listeners out there, I did have cancer when I was a kid. That was fun. I'm fine now.
Actually
depends on who you ask.
That'll lead me into my next question. This question is specific for you, obviously.
Okay.
But so obviously, having that when you were younger, obviously it would have caused complications at the time and things like that, no doubt. But has that caused any setbacks or anything like that at college, or has that kind of just been a hey, this happened kind of thing?
Honestly, it's kind of been more of a push forward than a setback.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily, whenever I was going through it, I was about 3, so A, I don't remember most of it, and B, it's been a long time since then.
Yeah.
But I felt like it's allowed me to connect with people a lot more. Mm-hmm. I got one guy in my freshman tutorial. His brother pretty much had exactly what I had. We were almost identical. And it's allowed me to connect with guys, all the guys in the house, because I allow it. We make jokes about it all the time, so
he's cool with it. He's cool with it.
I'm cool with it. As long as it's about me, and as long as it's funny, that's all. That's my only thing. But yeah, no, it's not too bad, and it's over now. Hopefully, I don't get it again in some form or fashion. But we're gonna power through it, even if so.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so this is maybe a tougher question, tougher for some, not for others, but. Well, what are the future plans? What's the future looking like as of right now?
Yeah, so I don't have a current concrete plan as of right now because I'm still trying to find what the hell I'm supposed to do. But the plan right now is going to do some kind of forensic work in like a police department or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so crime scene investigations. Specifically, I would like to go into like ballistics, blood spatter analysis. Yeah.
Fortnite ballistics mention.
Oh my god.
Fortnite ballistics mention. Yo,
I haven't played that with you in so long. I had to get rid of it because I didn't have storage on my computer.
No,
I know it's really depressing.
You're not missing out right now.
Well, they have the new update, so there's a new map.
It's worth a shot.
I played that game for Drake when he was out, and when I jumped in with my backpack and headphones on, I had no idea what I was doing, and I just had a pistol. And somehow clutched it.
That was really funny.
But yeah, so I'd like to do something in that. Right now I'm currently looking at the Indiana State Police Department because I was originally going to work down in the Evansville Police Department, which is where I'm from. But the thing with that, and with a lot of places, especially police departments, is that you have to do like work as an actual patrol officer first. So like in my hometown, you'd do 3 years as a patrol officer before you could do any kind of like specialization. So I would have had to do like 3 years as a normal police officer before I could do anything else that I want to do. But the Indiana State Police Department has a couple options that you can do as just a normal civilian. So I'm trying to look at that right now, but government websites are really shitty.
Yeah, no, valid for sure.
I clicked on the same link like 4 different times, or like I clicked on different links and I kept just going around in a circle, and it's just really annoying.
Valid. And then for anyone listening who doesn't know, what are your current majors and minors at Wabash?
Yeah, so I am a biology major and a psychology minor.
And what made you choose those?
Well, I was in high school when I kind of decided that I wanted to do this forensics, crime scene investigation stuff, because I took a forensic class in high school, which is great. And so when I got here and I kind of figured out like that's what I was going to do, I was like, all right, what makes the most sense for what I want to go into? I was like, well, bio makes sense because we're dealing with dead bodies and, there's a bunch of biological factors. You got toxicology, you have, blood spatters, you have, anatomy and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, well, that makes sense. Also, I think I looked on like the Wabash, my Bash page under like the majors and minors tab, and it gives you like a short list of like different things you could do with that major, and that was one of the things. And I was like, oh, well, that's perfect. And then I kind of chose psychology because I've always been interested in psychology as like a topic of subject. I took a lot of psychology classes in high school. I've always been fascinated with the brain, especially because mine is so fucked up.
I echo that sentiment for myself. Anybody who knows me knows, I'm not always the most normal person.
And I'm not always there. Not everything is working in there properly. My mom will echo that till the day she dies. But also, with psychology, kind of getting into the minds of, criminals and just people in general, I felt like that could help in my job search as well. Yeah,
that makes sense. I'd like the idea of taking a psychology class. I haven't yet. I love it. I am, if I'm remembering what I signed up for correctly, I think I'm taking Psych 101, or like Intro to Psych next semester.
Who's it with? Because that's a big factor.
That is an excellent question.
Horton is pretty good. Olafson's a great professor.
I think it might have been Olafson, maybe.
Okay, he teaches fatherhood, and he's a great professor, and nothing but respect for the guy. He can split his time between Professor Olafson and Eric Olafson, and for fatherhood, that was really nice because we got the professor lecture, but we also got the Father Eric moments. So it was really nice to get those two different perspectives.
Father Eric.
That's weird. It's also weird because my dad's name is Eric.
New Pope mentioned.
Of course, if we couldn't do that.
Yeah, comedy is dead for anybody listening. It doesn't exist. It's not real. Anyways, moving on. What is some knowledge/wisdom that you've obtained in your 4 years at Wabash that you'd like to pass on to the younger guys, such as myself?
Biggest thing for me is stay young and enjoy the moments because I definitely feel that I grew up way too fast. There's a lot of things. There's the saying that you won't regret the things that you did, you'll regret the things you didn't do,
Yeah.
and I 100% feel that. Um, going out late nights, bars, doing stuff at other fraternities in whatever form or fashion. Uh, I miss kind of doing that. I wish I would have done some of that just because I felt like I didn't do anything. I got just played goody two shoes a little bit, which is fine if you do that.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with being
No shade.
Yeah, nothing wrong with doing the right thing all the time. But go out there, live your life a little, have some fun, stay young. Don't let other people change who you are and who you want to be.
Yeah.
Unless it's for the better, then go for it.
I like that.
But
That's
definitely
good.
stay young. Enjoy those moments because they go by fast.
Yeah, I think but that's been part of like the I guess maturing process for me, as well as like finding the people that I want to listen to and I look up to, and then seeing people that others look up to that I'm maybe like, I think I should,
Yeah.
that's not my lane,
Hey, it's 100% like proven fact from psychology is you will 100% start acting like the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
It is, oh my God, true.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then like the more you think about it, the more it's like one of those things like you start piecing things together as you think about it. It's like, oh, this is why I did this, or this is why this person did this.
That's honestly why I kind of like psychology classes is because there's so many times I'm sitting in class and they're lecturing and I'm just like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. I understand myself now.
It checks out.
It's so bad. I mean, Deacon's in abnormal psychology, and he's just learning more.
Told me. He told me.
It's so funny, man.
I believe he said to me, like, I can't remember exactly what his words were, but it was something along the lines of, I don't even know if abnormal psychology can explain whatever you are, or something like that. I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you.
Hey, stay weird. Yeah. I need a shirt that says that. Just stay weird.
Stay weird. Hey, custom ink.
Yeah.
Shout out Custom Ink. All right. So, both personally and related to the fraternity, what is the biggest difference, in your opinion, from your freshman year to now?
I say, me personally, definitely, I would say my maturity, because, and like my leadership and like kind of how I view myself and like my role in the world. Before I kind of just like sat around and listened to what other people did, no matter what they said, or like just followed along blindly. But in my time here, both in the house and at Wabash, I've learned to question why do we do things? Is it the right thing to do? Is there a better way to do this? Stuff like that I never used to do, and I can definitely say that's one of the biggest improvements I've had as me as a character.
Yeah.
Just being able to sit down and talk with people, no matter what the topic is, has been really big for me. Biggest change in the house is, I'd say maybe like the brother connectedness. I feel like
I like that. Yeah.
In the past, it was different. It's a different kind of connectedness. I feel like in the old days, we were connected to our pledge classes more so. But now we're like connected as a whole house a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm closer to some of the freshmen, like you, way more so than anybody from like my pledge class or the senior class in general.
Yeah.
So it's weird, not bad. It's just different.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Hey,
I get that. I think it was Dever on the episode we did with him and Noah mentioned something similar. Where like I think it was in response to this question. It might have been a different one, but I think it was in response to this question. He mentioned something like like the connection is different.
Yeah.
Like his sentiment was kind of like Well, back when he joined, it was like 13 to 17 people.
Oh yeah,
roughly.
it was small,
and now we're up to like 30ish.
Yeah.
So like the building connection and the maintaining connection, and the strength of each one is different than it used to be, because it was way easier when there was 12 other people to connect with, versus now there's 29 other people.
Yeah.
So
Hey, we're not. I gotta say though, I like the smallness. I don't like having to memorize like 70 dudes' names.
That's fair. That's
and
fair.
living with 70 other dudes.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
we definitely need a new house if we got up to 70.
Absolutely.
There's no way College Hall could handle all that.
No. What do we have? Like 8 total showers and like 4 washers and dryers.
If you include the upstairs, yeah.
If you include the upstairs.
8 showers and 4 washers and dryers. So 70 people.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyways,
I'm pretty sure they said that that's not gonna be like a thought or like gonna get looked at until like 2032. And I was like, all right, well.
Wow, awesome. That's so cool.
Sorry to rain on your parade, but
that's so cool, dude. Wow. Anyways, so this is a little bit of a tougher question, so I'll give you a few seconds to think about this.
Alrighty.
One. But so thinking about like legacy here at TDX, what do you either want that to be, or what do you kind of think it is, or both?
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I actually had a conversation with Gabe about this, say last week during one of our mental health fireside chats. It was like, what I want to be remembered as is a guy that you're comfortable to be around, and that you can be who you want to be. I never want to pressure people to be somebody who they're not, to do things they don't want to do, and stuff like that. Because as a person who did all that just to try to fit in, it felt like I was a completely different person than from who I am right now, and it just wasn't fun just trying to people please all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
So I want people to be able to feel like they can do that, and then I want them to learn how to do that themselves, so that way they can tell other people that come after them the same thing. And it's like, yeah, I learned all this from this guy. So that's what I would like my legacy to be.
I like that, and I think that's definitely the case. At least from, I've got some good stories to share.
Oh god,
for the incoming students. So yeah, it'll be a good time.
I guess also the best drummer on campus to survive cancer will also survive.
The number 1 drummer on
also,
campus.
Fun fact: apparently, I'm famous at AU.
AU?
Or the school that Annabelle goes to, Carter's girlfriend.
Oh yeah, Anderson. Yeah.
Because my clicky bone thing.
Yeah.
For all you listeners out there,
can you do it in the mic? It's gonna pain me.
I'm gonna try as best as I can here.
No.
Okay, so that's because during chemo, they said one of the possible side effects was lacking bone density. So I think I just have like really hollow bones.
Really hollow fingies?
Well, it's everything, dude. Like I can do my chest, I can do like my ankles.
Oh my goodness.
It's weird, dude. But anyways, I would just do the clacking fingers thing all the time. And so apparently they just started doing that at, where's she from?
Anderson, I think.
Anderson.
I think it's called Anderson University.
Okay, I think whatever. They started doing that there. They just started doing this, and everybody starts doing that, and they would just talk about it. So I am now known at Anderson as the guy that just does this.
No.
So I just want to visit there and just be like, "Hey, I'm that guy."
They give you like a standing ovation. They're like, "Oh my god, that's him!
Oh my god, it's him!
Oh my!" Wait,
that was so weird.
Some students walk up to you like, "Can you do it? Can you do the thing?
Do the thing." I'll start getting people to pay me to do it. I don't know, man.
You could be like Charlie Kirk, but instead of going around and spreading propaganda and all that, you can just spread your hollow bones.
Like a bird. I haven't tried to fly yet. I'll do that at some point.
just I need to find a way to like throw like you flying highlights at the end of this video, like on YouTube. We just like keep like jumping off like the balcony or something,
just landing, but not working at all. Just landing face first into the concrete.
All right. So, what has Wabash given you?
I think it's definitely given me the ability to have conversation. I mean, I have such bad social anxiety and just anxiety in general. Like I was freaking out a little bit just before this, just because I don't like being out in public. I don't like doing things in front of people. So this is like way out of my comfort zone normally.
Yeah, that's all
Of
right.
course, I've always wanted to do this. But having conversations with people in a clear and friendly environment has been the biggest thing I've taken away. EQ class was such a big class for me because we cover so many different topics, race, equality, aspects of home, all these different, and what is a man. That was another big thing that I've learned.
Yeah, I've been going through those steps too.
Yeah, I know you are.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
especially coming from like a fairly like small enclosed community. Like it's some interesting stuff for sure.
Hey, make sure you write that down for comps. You'll need it. But like we had a really like difficult discussion during EQ one time of like I think somebody like threw a brick through somebody's window because they had from like some like either gender stereotype or like racial thing, racially motivated thing, and like it was a heated topic on discussion because the dude who had done it was like a senior, and like there was an argument of like two of the guys in my class were arguing whether or not he should have graduated. And like it was a really heated discussion between just those two guys. Like, well, he's a senior, he's about to leave. It's not that big a deal. We can move past this. And like, well, no, this is a big deal. This is a race thing. Like, he shouldn't be able to graduate. And it's like, but what if that was you? Would you not want to graduate? He's like, yeah, I wouldn't want myself to graduate if I did that. And like, it went silent for like 2 seconds, and then professor was like, it was like at the end of class, the professor was like, Dr. Ross was just like, and that's how it felt on campus. And it was just like, oh shit.
Oh wow. Oh wait, so that was a Wabash thing that happened.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I think it
goodness.
was over in Martindale.
No way.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Wow. How long ago was that?
It was a while ago. Definitely, I want to say somewhere in the 2000s.
Huh.
I'm not sure when it was. It's been 4 years. I have a shitty memory. So.
No, I just I never heard that.
But yeah,
that's crazy.
It was so just like, oh. But it was like nice to see like we can have a conversation. We can get heated about it, but still at the end we're friends. And I think that's a really big thing that the world in general could use. Is just being able to sit down and talk with the people you least want to.
Yeah,
that's a big thing.
I think difficult conversations are like a big part of adulting as well.
Yeah,
and like in all aspects of life. So like at work, if you're having some sort of issue with a coworker, maybe talk it out.
Yeah,
or like in a relationship, you're having like some sort of relatively small issue with your partner.
Yep.
Instead of letting that fester, just talk it out.
Yep.
You know,
and that's why I'm such a big advocate for mental health as well. Because having it just sit there really eats at you, really hurts, and it just keeps building and stacking and building and stacking. And someday that's going to come out in some form or fashion.
In some way. Yeah, it's like everybody has like their own mental like jar, if you will.
Yep.
And you can only put so many things into that jar before you can't fit anything else into the jar.
Yeah.
Right. So. Yeah, I try not to like if I am having like issues with myself or someone else, which is rare, but if it happens, but I try to nip it in the bud, if you will, air quotes, because like I don't want that weighing on my mind for the next however long.
Yeah,
like just which you know me, like I'm fairly chill, not getting into any trouble for the most part or anything like that. Like my biggest enemy, honestly, most of the time is just myself. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
But I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
So, what and who initially brought you to TDX? So like, who was kind of the first person who brought you here, and like, was there an event or?
So funny story. When I first like visited Wabash, I went around a couple of houses. I went to KC because my dad dad was a K-Sig. I went to Lambda because my brother was a Lambda.
Oh, okay.
And then we were leaving, and I was driving by on South Grant by the Fine Arts Building, and I saw a bunch of the guys like throwing a football or something on the stairs, and I literally said, "Yeah, I don't think I want to be a part of this house."
No
So
way.
it's just really weird that I ended up here. But when I like first got here, I stayed in the corner room where the corner suite where Gino and Josh and all of them were staying.
Yeah.
I was in there by myself. Actually, it was really nice to have that whole room to myself.
I bet.
And so, like, there were a couple events. Also, my orientation mentor was Sam North, who was here. So the whole time we were in like class and stuff for like tutorials, like, hey, we got an event, TDX, show up. And I was like, well, I guess I'm living there, I might as well show up. So I hung around there. So Sam was definitely a big part of why I showed up.
Yeah.
But I talked with Delmas Crum. I'm shouting you out because you guys were great. Delmas Crum, who's my pledge father, Lincoln Scott, and Cal Bailey. We were doing Smash Night. We just took like bats and like broke a bunch of fruit out in the basketball court, and I was just sitting on the wall letting other people do smashing and stuff. And I remember specifically Cal and Lincoln walked over to me and started a conversation with me. Also Mason Gaskin, I remember him.
That's the guy that randomly told me that he liked my aura. Shout out Mason Gaskin. You're cool. And I hope I have a chance to properly meet you one day.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a kid.
Come to one of the tailgates next semester.
I don't know if we'll do that. But
No, do it.
Mason, show up.
And if Mason's not watching, somebody send this to Mason.
Hey, I'm on the Snapchat with all of them, so I can just send this to them.
There you
go. But yeah, those guys were definitely the most impactful of me getting here and staying here.
Yeah. So was there like a particular moment where you kind of decided like maybe either before or after you got your bid, was there like a moment you were like, yeah, I'm gonna accept the bid if I get it, or I'm gonna do it or whatever?
I think I really like looked around at the other options of the other fraternities. I got a bid from Teak and I got a bid from Phi Psi. I didn't really want to go to Phi Psi, and I didn't really like anybody else as much. Also, Lambda was already closed out, so that was my original plan, but they were already full. And also, I was in a meeting with like the president and my brother. We were in a Zoom meeting all together, and then after that meeting, I never heard from them again.
Wow.
So it was kind of like between here and Teak, and I think there's something somebody said at Teak that I just like wasn't the biggest fan of. Like, it wasn't anything bad or anything. I was like asking what a MILF was. I was like, all right. That's what they asked me in like the interview.
They asked you, they're interviewing you, they're just like, what is a MILF?
Yeah. I was like, that's what you're asking me?
Teak moment.
They're different now, I swear.
That's wild.
So that's kind of what threw me onto this side.
If you gave me 100 guesses at what they asked you, that would not have even crossed my mind.
No. So yeah, that kind of just like dissuaded me from picking them. And then it was like I was in the room with a bunch of the guys. We were hanging out in the living room, which is upstairs where the dining room is now. We were just shooting the shit, and I think somebody accepted, and I was like, I might as well accept too. So I accepted right after him too. I don't even remember who it was. He might have dropped as well. So I think it was. I want to say it was Tommy. I'm not sure. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna accept too.
All right, awesome. All right, so you can answer this one of two ways, or both if you want. It doesn't matter to me. So either what are like some of your accomplishments here at Wabash, or what is the accomplishment you're most proud of at Wabash, or answer both if you want.
Yeah. Passing comps for one thing.
Hey, pass comps. Please. Manifesting that for myself.
Just don't walk under the arch. That's all you gotta do.
I like how, at least in my experience so far, a lot of like traditions at Wabash are just don't do this thing, otherwise you'll fail your comps or whatever.
Yep.
It's like don't walk into the arch or you might fail comps, or don't step on the seal at the library because you'll fail comps. And
I don't know if that's the case for like the seal or like the W in the Allen Center.
that's what Derek told me.
Huh. See, for me, it was just like if you do it, you got to kiss it or lick it.
I do know about that.
I never heard about not passing comps from those.
But anyway, so yeah, like there's the funny tradition things or whatever. But then I'm sure I told you the story about when Gino was sleeping on the bench.
Oh yeah,
on the senior bench, and the seniors from the other house showed up and they were like, "Dude, you're gonna fail your comps. You can't sleep on our bench."
Well, funny enough, I've actually gone underneath the arch, but it wasn't. It was against my will because we were we were setting up pep band at the basketball at Chadwick for basketball, and we had to go get a bunch of stuff from the fine arts build, all the drum set stuff from the fine arts, and take it over. And what we do is we go through the side door next to the armory. So Hartnett would drive his truck all the way up on the sidewalk up to that door, and we would unload it, and then we would go back to the fine arts. But the way he would go is he went straight through the arch and took the mall road out.
That's so funny.
So I was just like, I'm not counting that. That doesn't count. It was against my will.
That's so based.
I've been a good boy ever since, besides those parts. But that was against my will.
That's actually so based of him to do that.
And that was like my freshman year, too.
No.
So I was amazed that I still passed
Are
comps.
you telling me this weird, suspicious arch? Are you telling me the lore is not real?
No. Okay, so I think... I'm not really sure what... I'm a humble guy, so I don't really think of big things as accomplishments.
Yeah, I tend not to either. Someone asks me about accomplishments, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. I guess my biggest compliment is probably being in like 2 bands at the same time.
That's a commitment.
Three bands.
That's a commitment.
Yeah. So one, I've been in pep band ever since I got here, and also right after my first semester, they were looking for a pep band president. I was like, I mean, I'd do it because my pledge father was also a pep band president as well. So I felt like I wanted to follow him up. But like I got an email from Hartnett, and he was like, "All right, you and this other guy and me were the only ones on the email." I was like, "All right, who wants to be president?" I was the only one that responded. So I got the job.
Let's go, dude.
So I've been president ever since. So being in pep band since freshman year, and then digging in the Loosey Goosey experience, which has been fun, and then a brief substitution for Wally's Creek during Ralph's Mother, and learning those 2 hour-long set lists for Ralph's Mother, Loosey Goosey, and Wally's Creek.
Yeah.
We had already practiced for Loosey Goosey, but I learned all of Wally's Creek hour-long set list in 2 days.
That's
all by ear.
Extremely impressive.
I was very proud of myself. So was all my family, and they were very impressed. So it was. I'd say that's probably my biggest accomplishment.
That's really cool.
Also, during Careless Whisper at Ralph's Mother, I chugged a Smirnoff Ice during the breakdown part, and finished drinking as soon as the drum break started happening, or like the breakdown started happening.
Getting iced during Careless Whisper is
Dude,
crazy.
I was going at it, one-handed still playing. It was great. Nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it?
Nobody saw it. Either nobody was looking, or like I was getting blocked by everybody on stage. It was very depressing. But hey, I'm proud of myself.
That's what matters. Did you ever do Wham at all, or did you always?
No, I thought about it, but I was struggling with grades at the time, so I wanted to make sure I was doing that okay first. So I just never got involved in it. I probably could, but
valid for sure.
Too late now.
All right, I'll save that question for the end because that's what I like to do my closing segment usually.
Fair enough.
It was written on here before I kind of made that my closing segment, so we'll save that for later. All right, let's move into some fun stuff, shall we?
Oh boy.
So we decided before this episode, that we were going to make our own starting fives for a basketball game.
Pickup game of basketball, 5v5.
A pickup game of basketball. We lineups
I gotta get mine out.
lineups of a starting five of real people,
Yeah.
and then a starting five of fictional characters.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start. We'll do
Let's do the human one first.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's do our real people
because the other one's gonna be way funnier.
I hope so. And if you don't, if you're watching this, you don't laugh at this segment, I am so sorry.
Also, I'll do my best to explain anybody you don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, I wrote a few honorable mentions on here, people that I considered heavily.
Fair enough.
Actually, no. Let me start with honorable mentions.
All right, go ahead.
So I'll run through them quickly and give a quick explanation. So honorable mentions. First of all, Brian Burgess.
Yeah.
Leader. Basketball team's got to have a leader. Unfortunately, didn't quite.
He could probably be coach.
Yeah. Didn't. Yeah, he can be my assistant coach.
Yeah, assistant
didn't
coach.
quite make the cut. Sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. John Cena.
Yeah.
Because
you can't see him.
I was gonna say he's unseen.
Yeah.
He's putting the ball in the hoop. You can't even see it coming.
There's just a floating ball.
How can you stop a backdoor cut if you don't even know what's happening? You know what I mean?
I don't know what that is. I don't know basketball.
Taylor Swift. Because our team needs eyeballs on it. You know, like we got to get views. We might not be putting up numbers, but we're going to put up views.
Hey,
Okay?
there we go.
We might score 5 points a game, but our Instagram reels are going to have 136 million views.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then Alexander the Great. Because he's ruthless and leadership, like I said before.
Hey, you know what they say about him? He's pretty good.
He was solid.
He was like
Alexander the Solid. You know
I prefer Alexander the Liquid. That joke.
That was dumb. Okay.
You're welcome.
All right, so my starting five. And, you know, I didn't write down their position, but I can decide as I go if I want.
Hey, don't worry about position. I don't know the positions.
Fair enough.
I just play drums for
Fair enough.
Batman. That's all I do.
Valid. So, first player on the team in the starting lineup, Megan Thee Stallion. Because, listen, as you'll see by the next person on the squad, we're trying to play bully ball, and she can back anybody down in the post.
That she probably could.
Yeah, I mean, just getting buckets, you know, just backing them down, getting boards.
Yeah.
Mesmerizing the other team, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second member of the team, we're familiar with him. He's playing center, obviously, holding down the fort. Big X the plug. Big X the plug is on the team. Now, I don't think that needs much explanation. I mean, you're talking about a guy who's going to be getting boards.
For all of you listeners out there, just look him up. If you don't know,
if you're watching this, you somehow don't know who Big X the plug is. Just
look him up.
Quick Google search.
I still can't believe we opened for him for National
That's
Act.
so awesome. I was stoked. I was on my feet all night. When I got back to the house after National Act, I was my feet were in pain, like genuine pain.
Yeah, I bet.
It was a good time though.
I bet that stage was too.
Moving on. Okay, next I've got all 5 members of Dude Perfect combined into one monster. One Frankenstein's monster.
One dude.
Yeah, the one Dude Perfect combined into one Frankenstein's monster situation.
Who's the head?
Tyler.
Okay, that's probably fair.
Yeah, I mean, just like aspects of all 5 dudes.
Yeah. Well, you got Cody's height.
Cody's height, yeah.
Tony's just raw, or
Tyler's skill.
Yeah, just raw athletic ability.
The others can do something.
Garrett's no hair.
They're just bald.
Yeah. God, Tyler with no hair is weird.
That is a deep fried image. All right.
And Corey's no eyebrows from that one overtime.
Yes. All right. Definitely running the point guard. We got one of my all-time favorite actresses.
Oh, God.
Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton is on the team.
Who's that?
She's in Snowpiercer. That's mostly what I know her from. She's done some other things.
I don't know. I'll look her up
She's
later.
British.
Okay.
She kind of looks like if Ellen DeGeneres had aura. If you could picture that.
All right.
Anyways, and then the 5th member of the team, because it's going to be O.J. Simpson. And it's because he'll kill it out there. You know, we need somebody with killer instinct on our team who can knock down the clutch shot in the big moments. You know, he's got ice in the veins.
Yep. Speaking nothing but facts here.
Yeah, we just need somebody with that killer instinct, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's going to be the starting 5. I'd like to see if your team could beat mine.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
You know, we'll let the comments decide. If you're listening,
you guys figure it out.
drop it in the YouTube comments whose team is winning in a 5-on-5.
I don't know if I had like positions in mind because I don't know them. I just kind of just picked
I
them.
didn't really either, to be honest.
I just wanted to see him play basketball. So number 5, we got Alan Richardson.
Ooh, okay.
For all of you guys that don't know, he's the guy that plays Reacher, and also Blue Mountain. I think it was Blue Mountain State, where he's like some really weird fratty football player.
Yes, I think so.
I don't know how we went from that to that. It's still an amazing change. Lambda's on fire.
All right. Well, I'll be editing that.
Oh, what?
Editor, cut that.
Darn it.
I'm not going to cut it.
Let's go.
That's the funny part.
Oh, let's go. Number 4, we got Peyton Manning.
Oh,
I feel like he could probably put some good shots up.
He'd probably be your point guard there. I mean, he's pretty tall for a point guard, but he can pass the ball like crazy.
Yeah, I just feel like he has some athletic ability that I don't know about. He could probably do well.
He's probably played basketball at some point.
Probably.
Yeah.
We got my favorite person, the person I would be gay for.
Okay.
Henry Cavill.
That's a valid take. That's a valid take for sure.
I just want to see the man.
That's base. That's base for sure.
I love Henry Cavill so much.
Superman or what?
Yeah.
Or any others? I don't even remember what else he's done. I just know he's Superman.
The biggest thing he's done most recently was the Witcher series on Netflix.
Oh, right. I haven't watched that,
did
but I did
exceptionally well, and I hate that he's leaving because the reason he does so well in like game movies and stuff is because he actually plays the thing and he knows what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this person wouldn't do this. They do this. And that's kind of why he left, because the people who were running it was like, we're going to do it this way. Screw you. And I was like, but now he's doing a Space Marine or Warhammer 40K show.
Oh, nice.
And he's like the director of it.
Oh, let's go.
Because he's a gigantic freaking nerd about Warhammer, and so am I. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, crap, my phone. Ignore that noise I just made.
Honestly, I'm excited to hear the last two. It's a pretty solid squad so far.
Number 2, we got Jason Momoa.
Oh, yeah, big man.
Yeah. And then
can he take Big X the plug in the post, though?
That's a good question.
What is the irresistible force versus the immovable object?
Immovable object versus the unstoppable force. That's what it is.
That's it, yeah.
And then number 1, we got the Papa John CEO. Honorable mention, Hulk Hogan and the Jimmy John CEO.
Yeah. I don't know if Hulk Hogan would play too well on a team. Well, I think he might.
I don't know enough about it.
I think he might fit. I think he might fit well on your team.
Maybe. I don't know enough about him. I just think it'd be funny.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, you want to go to fan?
All right, tell us in the comments who's winning that match.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know anything about basketball.
Personally, I think Megan Thee Stallion's dropping 25. She's getting at least 25 points in that matchup.
From free throws, or what are we talking about?
Imagine Megan Thee Stallion's just a knockdown shooter, just from downtown.
Yeah, half court, full court, doesn't matter.
Just not missing.
All right, so for fantasy, I'll go first for this one. All right. For number 5, I got Deadpool.
Ooh,
I feel like he just has
one.
Dude can't be beat by Taskmaster because he's so unpredictable.
True.
I'm gonna nerd out here. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't be sorry. This is our podcast. We talk about whatever.
Yeah, screw you guys. I'm kidding. Please listen. Also, he has like a infinite bag of holding. He just pulls things out of his pocket willy nilly. So I feel like he's got something.
Maybe a basketball.
Maybe another basketball. 2 basketballs. All right. Number 4, we got Doom Guy. From Doom.
Yeah,
Doomslayer.
Doomslayer. That's
Yeah. He's just gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah, valid for sure. That's a big guy. That's your big guy in the post.
Yeah, I guess. Well, actually, I have a different big guy.
Yo, you got another big man?
Yeah. George from Halo Reach. Spartan 2, biggest man. His name's George, carrying a tank-sized minigun.
Fair enough.
We got Wile E. Coyote. Mm-hmm. Just because he's gonna pull something or he's gonna build something out of nowhere. That's like in the new
He is an
Space Jam.
extremely fast builder.
He really is. He's really impressive. I want him to build IKEA furniture.
Yeah, I think people don't talk about his work ethic enough. You know,
Yeah.
like he's seen as like a loser. You know,
Never gets the job done.
Yeah, the Roadrunner beats him every time. So we think about the Roadrunner, but when you think about hard work ethic, you know, going out there doing the dirty work.
Yeah, man does it.
I think we got to start thinking about Wile E. the Coyote.
Yeah,
you know,
screw Roadrunner. Where's the Wile E. Coyote?
I mean, we're talking about like a Dennis Rodman type here, doing the dirty work, doesn't get the points, doesn't get the credit for the dynasty or anything, but he was there. He was putting in that work, getting rebounds. You know.
Also, didn't know before until we decided to do the podcast that his name is spelled Wile E. His middle name is E.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah, that's your dirty work type player. That's your hard hat.
Yeah.
First in the gym, last out type player.
Yeah. And then last one we got is death.
Just death.
Just death.
My team's gonna die.
Yes.
Damn
I win.
it.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so I'll start with my honorable mentions.
All right.
Mario.
Yeah, he's got the vertical.
Similar situation to Wile E. Coyote. He got bounced, but also just a hard hat type player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Peely from Fortnite. Because we can get into a slippery situation. And, you know, and listen, if he can cause one of the best wide receivers in the NFL so much trouble.
I still love that you told me that story because I had no idea what
it's so funny. Dude, Tyreek Hill's random beef with Peely from Fortnite is like, it's like my Roman Empire. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what you know the most about.
I love that. When I think of Tyreek Hill, I think of Peely. Bolt from the movie Bolt, the
Solid.
dog.
Yep.
The only reason I didn't pick him is because I feel like Air Bud might have been the better dog choice.
Maybe, yeah.
But Bolt gets slept on when it comes to athletic dogs. Like when you think athletic dogs, you think Air Bud, but
yeah,
Bolt's up there. You know what I mean?
He's got speed.
He's got a lot of speed. Similar to like that receiver prospect every year that runs a crazy good 40, so they get drafted really high even if they don't have a lot of great film. That's Bolt. You know, raw talent, needs more practice on the court, but he's got the athleticism there.
Yeah.
Next up, an honorable mention. Anybody who knows me well is going to be surprised as an honorable mention. I just had a better starting lineup. He just couldn't fit in. He could be the sixth man if we allowed a sixth man. But it's Donkey Kong. I mean, it really stunk leaving Donkey Kong off the squad. But, I mean, he's a gorilla playing basketball. I mean, come on. It doesn't get much better than that. Donkey Kong's just built for it.
Oh, yeah.
And then one more honorable mention that I threw in later, the Peach from James and the Giant Peach. Because, I mean, you want to talk about big man offense.
It's a pretty big peach.
Yeah. Got that peach. Anyways, the actual lineup here.
All right, yeah.
So, first spot of the team, we got the Paw Patrol. The entirety of the Paw Patrol.
Are they going to, like, Voltron come together?
Yeah. They're going to, like, there's going to be, like, a big dog mech suit. And they're going to, like, control different parts of it.
It's like Power Rangers.
Yeah. Just the Paw Patrol playing point guard for me. All right. Next up. And now this has some logic behind it, okay? Next up, we're going Bugs Bunny. Okay? That dude is 2-0.
Yeah.
In games where he should have lost.
Yeah.
And sure, you can say, like, he wasn't the best player in either of those teams. He got carried by Jordan. He got carried by Braun. Like, whatever you want to say. But he was that. Like, he was on the starting lineup of a team that went 2-0 against the Monstars.
Yeah.
Two different variations of the Monstars. And I don't know if any NBA team's taking down the Monstars. Right?
I don't think so.
I mean, Bugs. He's
Dog
experienced.
also made the sacrifice play.
Yeah, he did.
Spoilers.
That movie's been out for forever. I don't think you're spoiling anything at this point.
Hey, I just don't want to get heat for it.
one of our alumni's like, Ian, what the hell?
What are you doing? I was gonna watch that this weekend.
I swear I was gonna watch Space Jam 2 this weekend. Anyways, Bugs just a proven winner. All right, and then I decided like my entire front court. So those are going to be my two guards.
All right.
My entire front court is going to be big man offense and defense. You're not getting past them really.
You're right.
All right. First off, we got, or I guess third member of the team, but first in the front court, we got the Incredible Hulk.
Yep, solid.
I mean, lockdown defense, incredible strength, get buckets when he can. You know what I mean? Just a solid player all around. Next up, we've got Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. And let me tell you, in his normal form, might not be intimidating on the court.
Yep.
As soon as you wound him, it's wraps.
One foul.
I was going to say, one foul on him, it's over. Because as soon as he enters his Titan form, ain't nobody stopping that.
Nope.
Right? I mean, this is like a Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Yeah.
He's going on a 40-point spree by himself. It's gonna be like when Curry heats up.
How long does that last? The Titanfall.
I think until he stops it.
Okay, I never watched it, so I apologize.
As far as I know, it's or he gets killed, I guess. Which you do have Death on your team,
Yeah.
so maybe it's a 4v4, and meanwhile there's a Titan and Death itself duking it out on the other side of the court.
All right.
It's like I don't know if you know about like NFL, but like George Pickens from the Steelers, he'll like whatever terrible Steelers quarterback it is each new year will throw an interception and he'll just be like 30 yards downfield just like punching a DB in the face. It's so funny.
All right.
And then the
Oh God.
the last member of the team is all of the tornadoes from the movie Twisters. You gotta hoop against like 5 different tornadoes.
Well, shit. Death can't do anything against that.
Yeah, you can't kill a tornado, dude. Talk about defense. You're gonna go to shoot and your ball's gonna get whipped across the court. I like my chances in this game.
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't think you were going far, but then you pulled out that card. I was like, ah, shit, you might have a chance now.
all
Game's
all
even
of
now.
Could you imagine a basketball game and just like on the outside of the court, there's just like 8 tornadoes just spinning around? That'd be like an apocalyptic event. I feel like that basketball game that we just created would literally cause like a rift in like the space-time continuum.
They're gonna form one giant twister.
The Hulk could use it to his advantage. He gets like sucked up into the twister and then comes back and boom.
Yeah, like supersonic punch.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
I feel like I should have picked like Flash or something. Speedy
Flash would have
Gonzalez.
been a good pull. But then I'd bring up Bolt off the bench. I'm like, they're running the speed offense. We're gonna run some speed offense as well. Anyways, on to the next segment.
Mm-hmm.
We made bucket lists.
Yep.
5 things that we want to do or get or something like that before we, leave this mortal realm, if you will.
Nope, I'm gonna be a cyborg. I'm gonna live forever.
Valid, honestly. I'm just gonna enter the Matrix when I die.
Yeah.
I refuse to die in a not cool way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to die. It's like I don't know if I knew I was approaching the end of my time, I'd probably like explode. Or
Yeah,
something,
that's probably a good way.
Like that's so cool.
There's definitely worse ways.
I want my obituary to read like a young adult novel. You get me?
Yeah. I always said that I want to get decapitated, and then I want somebody to glue my hands to my head so it looks like I ripped my own head off.
Valid for sure.
I just think it'd be funny.
It would be. All right, so I'll throw out the first one here. We can just go one.
Yeah.
We can just go one for one as we go down. So first item on my bucket list: visit every state. I would really like to make at least one stop, or see something in all 50 U.S. states.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I've visited a few already. I don't know what the total counter would be at, but I just ever since I was younger, I was like, I had this like puzzle where you like put each of the states in like this like U.S. map, and ever since then I was like, the U.S. is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I want to check out all the places.
It's also freaking huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the U.S. is huge.
Well, I had one, and then you made me want to switch it out for something else.
Okay.
So my number 5, I'm gonna say I want to go to Australia,
Ooh.
and I want to go to Quokka Island.
Quokka Island. Why is that?
You know what a quokka is?
Is it like an animal? Right?
Yeah, it's an animal. It's a really freaking adorable, like large rodent.
Oh,
but
like a
it's
capybara situation?
Yeah, but even cuter, and like there's no like predators for them on the island, so they just like approach humans.
They just be living there?
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
they're
gosh.
like always smiling. If you're at home or whenever you get home, if you're listening to it, look it up. They are adorable.
Everybody has a phone. If you're driving, just Google it on your phone. Listen. Okay, for legal purposes, I have to take that back. That's twice now. I've essentially told our listeners to do something illegal because we had an episode in the past. Oh, it was the first one we had it in the in-house studio. I was like, if you're listening to this, close your eyes, let go of the wheel, enjoy life, enjoy the moment. What is it? What is it? Carpe diem, seize the day. I think so. I watched Dead Post Society once. But
I haven't.
seizing the day is doing like 80 miles per hour and just let it like,
Let Jesus take the wheel.
you know what I mean? Like, talk about living in the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a joke, listeners. Please don't use your phone while you're driving.
Please drive responsibly
If you are driving, listening to this,
and sober.
don't pick up the phone.
All right.
Anyways, my next one. I almost lost my train of thought there, but we're back. Next one. This would be really cool. Obviously, hot topic recently, but I've always thought it'd be really cool. But I'd have to acquire wealth for this one. But I would love to go to WrestleMania one day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, we just watched that.
Going to WrestleMania would be so cool.
Yeah, you're a big wrestler,
dude. I love wrestling's always been super fun for me since I was little. I don't remember. I think I would have been like 9-ish when I first like watched wrestling. My dad like turned it on the TV. I saw it and I was like, dude, that is so cool. But yeah, and then for a long time, I kind of like fell out of love with it. I was like, whatever. I got to like the early teenage years. And I was like, I'm too cool for wrestling. Dude.
Right.
What? That's so lame.
Yeah.
Ew. And then within the last couple years, it's become like a big event for my family because I was out at my grandparents' house one day, and it happened to be like a Friday. I think, and I was like, it was getting later, and I was like, "Hey, SmackDown's on tonight," so I turned it on. My grandpa ended up watching with me, and then it just evolved from there. So at first, myself and my grandpa would watch together, and then my mom joined in, and then my uncle and some of his friends, and now it's gotten to the point where like when there's like big events and stuff, we have like these big watch parties like you would do for like, Super Bowl and things like that, and it's a really nice family gathering. So fun.
Nice.
But yeah, to be able to go wherever and go to WrestleMania one day would be freaking awesome. Like, what a spectacle that would be.
Yeah, I bet. All right, I'm gonna go a little sentimental.
Okay.
For what I want to do, I want to make a home garden.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know why, but in the past couple of years, I've gotten really into like nature and shit. Mm-hmm. Probably because I took 2 classes in ecology.
Yeah.
But I have just my appreciation for like nature has really grown, and I feel like having a small garden in like my backyard would just be really nice and peaceful.
That would be definitely really sick. Yeah, if I had like the energy to take care of a garden,
yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, hey, we got one now here.
Yeah, I might help out Deacon with that because that is pretty cool.
I would if I was going to be here anymore.
Valid. All right, so next one for me. Go somewhere outside the U.S. There's a whole world out there.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some of it.
Yeah. Any particular?
Like, yeah, I've thought a little bit about like some places that'd be pretty cool. Like somewhere in South America would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like tourist attraction like areas in South America because obviously like I don't think I'd want to live in South America from what I've heard, but like visiting like some like the attractions would be pretty neat. Asia. Like some places in Asia, I've other podcasts that I've listened to, like some of their members, like I don't remember which one it was, but some of their guys got back from Japan recently.
Yeah,
I was talking about it, like man, visiting Japan would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, like from what I've heard, like Japan is like a fascinating place. Like all different kinds of things to do there. So checking out Japan would be pretty cool one day.
I just want to go there for the cherry blossoms.
Oh my gosh,
that was like my favorite thing ever.
Dude, yeah, that's so cool. And then like one other somewhere cool to go would just be like, just like check out Canada because like they're up there, they're on top of us.
It's pretty close.
I also have heard good things about like Toronto. I've heard like a lot of people like visiting Toronto. People who live in Toronto usually like they say they like it. So visiting like if I was gonna do that, I feel like I'd do like a that and like Niagara Falls situation, like check out Niagara Falls and then go to Toronto or something like that. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Even like obviously this would if this were to happen, this would be like a ways off. But like maybe one day like living in Canada because I've heard a lot of good things about.
I've thought about that.
Canada,
as well.
yeah, just keep an open mind. Think about it. All right, what's your next one?
All right, mine's related to my job that I want to do. I want to make a breakthrough in a really difficult case.
Oh, that'd be so sick. You'd be like Jake Peralta.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it'd be something cool, like get on news or like radio or just something. Be like, yeah, this guy helped figure out this case or like figure out this cold case, and it was like this guy was really big in helping doing it because I can't do it all myself. I know
We just caught the Zodiac killer because of him. He is really cool.
But yeah, that'd be something pretty cool. I'd like to do.
Ian Strail caught the Zodiac killer. Could you imagine?
I don't even know what that is. I'm really out of date with everything. I live under a rock. I don't read the news.
This is like okay. So there's a movie you need to watch.
Okay.
Starring who's in it? Robert Downey Jr., Jake Gyllenhaal,
Well, I'm already invested.
and I think at least one other person that's relevant.
Okay.
That I remember. Oh, I think Mark Ruffalo's in it as well. So it's like kind of almost an Avenger situation.
Yeah.
But the movie is called Zodiac, and it's basically a movie about the Zodiac killer because the Zodiac killer was real.
Yeah, I think I heard about this somewhere.
And they made a movie about it with RDJ and Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo. Like, it is a really good movie. I've watched it. It's quite good.
I probably pissed off so many people by saying I don't know anything about that.
There's some people listening that just like crashed their car because you said that. Like, what?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you get the chance,
Yeah.
or next time you have free time to watch a movie,
Yeah.
I would recommend Zodiac. I don't know if it's still on Netflix. I watched it on Netflix years ago.
But
Netflix rotates movies like crazy.
Yeah.
So who knows? Definitely watch Zodiac.
All right.
So my next one, I want to learn the way of the blade.
What kind of blade?
Any of them really. I just want to learn how to like,
Use a sword.
like for self-defense purposes. Like most people are like toting guns and stuff.
Yeah.
For me, I would just have like a sword on my hip. You know what I mean?
What kind of sword? I mean, there's a lot of options.
There's a lot of swords out there. Katanas are pretty cool.
Those are pretty cool.
Or like also like medieval like long swords.
Yeah.
Could you imagine me wielding that in public? Could you imagine? Or like in Philadelphia and someone like give me your money and I'm like, hold on, shing, sword. You know what I mean?
I'd be really impressed if you could walk down the street without something happening to you. If you were just holding a giant sword.
No, it'd be sheathed on my hip. You know what I'm saying?
Still.
So I'd be toting that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to like spend like a year in a monastery and learn the way of the blade.
There's places that you can actually learn how to do stuff like that. You could honestly.
I want it to be authentic.
Well, there's a guy. I want to say he's like Bensei, I think is his name on Instagram and TikTok. But he uses like one of those old Japan like war clubs where it's like all wood and then the wooden part that you hit with has like either metal spikes or like metal balls on it. I forgot what it's called. I'm really upset. I don't remember what it's called.
A mace?
No.
Oh.
No, it's like a really long and it's like cylindrical.
Huh.
And man, this is gonna kill me that I can't remember the name. But yeah, he like does that. He does meteor hammers, which is like a rope dart kind of situation. It's just a piece of chunk of metal on the end of a rope, and he's like flinging it around and like
you imagine?
wrapping it around him and like kicking it at your face, and he like breaks ice blocks and stuff. Really cool dude, and check him out. He's really cool, and he has like a lot of different weapons and stuff. But yeah, you can find stuff and places that do that.
Yeah. But anyways, final thought, learning the way of the blade would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And even if I never had to use it, I could at least say I knew it.
Yeah.
That'd be a pretty cool story. Could you imagine that as like a 21 question situation?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like, what's something fun that you've done? Like, I know the way of the blade.
2 truths, no lie situation.
Yeah. It's like,
I had cancer. I know the ways of the blade.
And what's a lie?
I don't know. I'm not good at lying.
Anyways, that was really good. What's your fourth one?
I got to write or make a song.
Oh, that's cool.
I dabble in music.
No.
I've dabbled.
Yeah.
For like the past 12 years.
When I was younger, one of the crew, and I would say younger, I'm talking like 11 or 12, but I genuinely thought about being like a songwriter.
Yeah.
I would like try to write songs as a kid, and then I realized like this is harder.
It's hard.
It's harder than you would think.
Writing's hard.
Yeah, not only that, but like matching it with your rhythm,
Yeah.
and your tempo and all that. Like,
Yep.
yeah, not easy.
I tell you what, though, doing EDM music, I've dabbled in making like electronic music. That's a lot easier.
I have bad news. I think that sound meant the camera just shut off, so we're gonna have to throw up the rip camera graphic yet again, probably.
All right.
Um, but anyways,
Do you want to pause and check it? Or?
no, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. We're good.
I don't know what the protocol
No,
is.
they'll live with the rip camera graphic again. Not the first or last time we've had to use that.
Fair enough.
Um,
right,
last one for me. This is just more of like this is a little bit more of a selfish one, but I think it'd be pretty neat. Just like to own a luxury car, like having enough money to like have like a luxury car. You know
what do you want?
Man, that's so tough. Mercedes. I've always thought Mercedes were cool for some reason. Like ever since I was younger, I was like Mercedes are pretty cool. Also like Jaguars.
Yeah.
Are there any others that I would like? I probably just one of those two.
Okay.
Jaguars and Mercedes are pretty cool.
No, mine would be, I think it's 2003 or 2004 Nissan Skyline.
Oh, from Fast and Furious?
Yeah, like Fast and Furious.
Yes. That's fine.
That's one of my dream cars. And then like an exotic car that wouldn't be street legal. The Koenigsegg Agira R.
I don't know about that. Is that from a movie?
No.
No?
Well, it's in they're in the Need for Speed movie. That was a while ago. But it's a really fast. The most recent one I think was the Jesco. But yeah, it's very niche and not. Also, nobody knows how to pronounce the car brand.
Fair enough.
So I don't even know if I did it right. So, all right. My last one was I could do this when I'm down in Australia. Go to New Zealand and do the entire walkthrough of the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit.
Ooh, yes,
those are some of my favorite movies, and I would love to just walk the path of Frodo.
That's cool.
I saw somebody run it. I'm not doing that.
Run the whole thing?
Yeah. It's like, I think the whole thing takes like 2 or 3 days just to walk it. And it's like, it's intense. And you got to do mountains and long pastures and forests and stuff. So it's a doozy.
Yeah. All right. Well, as we're coming to a close here, we're at an hour and 6 minutes. As we're coming to a close, I'll ask you the final question that I ask every guest.
All right.
What are you excited about? Obviously, besides graduation.
Oh, boy.
What's something exciting coming up in your life?
I guess kind of long-ish term. Finally settling down. I am a big homebody. I enjoy the idea of having a family, having my own home with a loving family, and just being able to do all the things that I want to do in life.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I don't need luxury cars. I don't need this luxury life. I want the simple life. I want, the garden in my backyard. I want...
I've thought about that too. Like if somehow I got to a point where like I had like good money, like I was wealthy, and like I think like I don't even know what I would use it on because I've never been wealthy. Like I feel like I would still live. Obviously, I don't know, but like, I feel like I would still live a pretty similar lifestyle to what I do now. The same, like I think owning a luxury car would be pretty cool. Like that'd be the only way you would like if I was like filthy rich. Yeah, I feel like the only way you would know that I was is if I was driving a Mercedes. Yeah, because I feel like other than that I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't want a yacht. I'm okay without a yacht.
Yeah, I don't want like a 5-story house that I have to like hire 3 people to maintain on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a simple life guy. Yeah. And I definitely want a family, and I want kids, especially. I don't know why, but I've always wanted kids, and it's something I'm very passionate about. Yeah. Like, literally, I feel like such a father figure sometimes, especially in the house. I act like a dad all the time. But, like, I was playing a video game, the Walking Dead Telltale series.
At least you didn't kill comedy dead in the water. It's over. Comedy died. Fun isn't real. If there are any kids watching this, don't try to be funny or have fun. Sorry, I'm I'm being a little dramatic there. Anyways, continue.
I'm gonna say spoiler alert in case you want to play the games. Come back in a little bit. There's at the very end of the game, like so you take that's all throughout the Walking Dead. So there's obvious stuff, and the main point of the game is you're taking care of this little girl Clementine.
Yeah.
And at the very end of the game, you get bit, and so then you literally handcuff yourself up to a pipe, and the girl has to go out on her own.
Yeah.
And as me, I spent the entire game as like her protector, her father figure, because she didn't have her parents at all.
Mm.
And so whenever that happened, I literally started crying.
Oh,
I cried for like 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Because I am just so passionate about having kids and having like that father role.
I love like story-based games because it's like you're playing through a movie.
Yeah.
I love those, and I want to play more of those. I was actually telling Carson today, one of my plans for this summer. I still haven't played Baldur's Gate 3.
I haven't either, but yeah.
Dude, I've heard
nothing but good.
I've heard it's like the highest Metacritic score I've ever seen.
Well, it did get Game of the Year, so
yeah, it's like the highest Metacritic score I've ever seen. I would literally never heard anybody say like anything bad about it.
Yep.
Other than like the only complaint I ever heard about it was like, oh, I had to think more than I wanted to. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
That
I have a special connection with Baldur's Gate 3 because when I was a year ago, when I was living in the room by the front doors, I was living with Jacob, and our heating wasn't working. And it was like January when it was but cold out.
Oh, for comps?
No.
When you came back from
a year ago. When Jacob was still here, when I was a junior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was freezing cold outside, so it was freezing cold in our room. We literally warmed up the room by Jacob having Baldur's Gate 3 running on his computer. That is how we warmed up the room.
That's so funny.
It has a special place in my heart.
That's so funny. Was this computer about to explode?
No, it was like a pretty decent gaming computer, but it's just the amount of graphics and stuff that it has to use on the computer, like it's working its ass off.
I'm worried about that.
The room.
I thought about that. Like, I'm gonna have to like change graphics settings or something because
yeah,
I might like download that game and then my computer just blows up.
Yeah, it's a pretty big game.
God, could you imagine I died in a computer explosion?
I hope for your sake that's not the case.
Goodness gracious.
Well, hey, you did say explosion. You just didn't specify.
But it'd be like the worst kind of explosion. Like I tried downloading a game and it blew up on me. You know what I mean? Like if I man,
bigger explosion.
Yeah, like right in my obituary that I tried like wrestling a shark or something. You know what I mean? Like, goodness. Anyways,
yeah.
I always try to throw in something I'm excited about too, but I've had to think of this a lot, and I'm running out of things to be excited about. The NFL draft is tomorrow night. I mentioned this one on the episode with Nick, but yeah, as we're recording, so I think when this goes up, the NFL draft will have already happened. So my happiness for the next 3 to 4 months will have already been decided. But as of recording this, there's still optimism.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this. This is I was talking with Deacon earlier, but this is the time when everybody thinks they're an insider and everybody's got information.
Oh yeah, I think I heard you talk about this.
Everybody knows what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. There are probably some GMs right now that don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like there's probably like teams around like the 20-ish area, like the Vikings at 24. Like they don't know what they're gonna do. They gotta wait to see what everyone else does before they can know what they're gonna do. Yeah, there's all this. You know, as a Jacksonville fan, you can tell by the shirt.
Oh yeah,
read it in wheat peasants. Having the 5th overall pick is fun, and there's like so much speculation because. Frankly, the new regime in town, led by old Jimmy Gladstone, I love that guy. From what I've seen of him so far, he's a cool dude. But you keeping everything very hush hush. Like they didn't do a single top 30 visit, is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't really been in contact with most of the prospects after the combine. Apparently, they've been like working the phone lines, talking, trading up, trading down. I think they're also trying to like bait a team into trading up, like into trading with them in some way, shape, or form because they've been linked to like 7 different prospects.
Interesting.
I've heard like 7 different prospects names thrown out there. It's like the Jags are going to take this guy. Oh, actually, the Jags are going to take this guy. Well, my source said the Jags are going to take this guy. It's like, okay, nobody knows what's going to happen. And that what's really exciting actually is like we are like the wild card team, if you will, and like after our pick is like when the draft is really going to open up.
Yeah.
Because like at this point, like the first 4 picks are you can make a pretty darn good guess at them. But 5 and beyond, who knows? So that's going to be the part where the draft blows open and things start getting crazy. But yeah, really excited about that. Love draft season. I rambled about that too much, but and then other than that, just summer. Summer coming up.
Yeah,
excited.
Get your break in.
Yeah, excited to get things done. Like have time that I didn't have to do things. Like I've been wanting to, like I said, play Baldur's Gate, which I haven't had the time to invest in.
Have you bought it yet?
No, but I'm going to.
Summer sale.
Yep. I was gonna say over summer I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it. And I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna make myself have a good time.
Oh yeah.
There's some movies that I've either been wanting to watch or haven't come out yet that I want to watch. A lot of time to do, and then just spend time with whoever I want to over the summer because I'll have time. Also, like I think it was last summer actually. Some of my family, we kind of got into pickleball a little bit. Started playing a little bit of pickleball, like very relaxed and just
dill or
dill pickleball.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the best part is like taking a fresh pickle out of the jar and just whacking it across the court. You know what I mean?
Nice.
No, but for real, we started doing that last summer, so maybe pick that up again this summer. Play some pickleball over the summer. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah, life's not too bad right now.
Yeah, don't worry, you'll get there.
It only gets worse from me, kid. Trust me.
Back in my day, I do that so much now.
Say back in my day.
Yeah.
Well, back in my day,
and I'm only talking about like 3 years ago.
Back in my day, the good old days of 2021.
Yeah.
You kids wouldn't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
All right. We have talked for long enough,
Yep.
and this has been an excellent episode, I think.
Absolutely.
And I hope everybody watching agrees. As I said at the beginning, please, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. It's free. It doesn't take very much time. Let us know whose basketball teams would win in those 5v5
Obviously
scenarios. Mine. And that's all we got for today. So from my guest, Ian Strail.
Thank you, guys.
From myself.
Yep.
And from all of Theta Delta Chi, because I think we're only going to have one more episode this semester.
I think so. That's right.
TBD. But anyways, until next time, miss you, love you, bye.